Hello everybody, I'm Laura and I am going to talk you through our task 1C, which is called Explain the Use of AV Promos. It's really simple. It's one that you're definitely going to be able to get along with at home without too much trouble. Promises. It is going to require you to do a little bit of research before you get down to writing anything. So let me start off by talking you through what that is going to be. So as you can see on this, if I use my cursor here, you're going to have to, for this particular task, find one music video, one trailer. Now the trailer can be for a film, can be for a TV show, can be for a game, and one ident. We would prefer that to be an E4 ident, please. And I'm going to put links to a really good website to find lots of different types of ident onto the Google Classroom for you. But I think you'll be able to find a music video and a film, a game, and a TV trailer quite easily. Please make sure that they're not too old, these music videos, okay? So we don't want anything from like the 90s. Please try and keep these music videos and trailers relatively current, please. And you need to make sure that you're picking 3 products that are all really different. Okay, so that's really important, because if you pick like something that's got like a horror theme running through all 3, it's going to be really difficult for you later on. So you really need to have 3 very different products and 3 very different audiences for these products. Okay, so think about making one of these products that you select something more for kids or something for an older audience, excuse me, and think about different gendered audiences. So please make sure that your 3 products that you select are all for different audiences. That does mean that they might not all be ones that are for your demographic. Okay, so you might want to start thinking about, okay, what would be a product that might be aimed at my granddad or my granny? Maybe for the TV, maybe the trailer for a TV show that's aimed more at them. Okay, so I would start with your ident, pick your favourite ident from the selection that I'm going to put on the Google Classroom, and then try and think about, okay, what's the very opposite type of audience to that particular group, and pick a TV trailer or something like that. Excuse me. And then a music video that is somewhere in the middle. So they just basically, they all need to be really different. That's your first thing you need to do. The first thing you need to do is find one music video, one trailer, and one ident. And then if I scroll down here, you'll be able to see what you do. Now for each product, there's 3 products here. There's the same thing that you have to do for each of them, and then at the end there's a box that you need to fill out that is really important. So let me scroll through. I'm just going to scroll through these boxes once, and then you're going to have to repeat it for the different products. So we're going to use the music video box as our example first up. Okay, so the first things that you have to do, the questions that you have to respond to, these are going to be more about the purpose. Okay, so the first box here, explain the purpose of the promo. Excuse me. So they are they for profit? Are they to inform and educate? Are they purely to entertain? What is the purpose? So that is not a one-word answer. They're asking you there to explain the purpose. Okay, not just write profit. You need to write a couple of sentences here explaining what the purpose is. So that means you're going to have to relate it back to the product and say the product is to make profit or the product is to entertain. It might be more than one of these things. It might be 2 or 3. So please tell us what the purpose is and give us a little bit of explanation there. Why do you think that its purpose is this? The next few boxes here, as you can see, they're more about the audience requirements. Okay, so think about who your audience is. You were thinking about that when you were deciding on which promotional product you were going to use. So now you need to explain it a little bit further. Now this is going to go back to a lot of the Unit 1 stuff that we started to look at. Excuse me. Okay, so first up, the question is, what is the genre? As we know, there are hybrid genres, there are subgenres. What genre is it? Okay, music video is not the genre. Okay, so for music video, I would talk about the genre of music. You know, what have you selected? Have you selected hip hop? Have you selected heavy metal? Have you selected pop? What is the genre of music? Okay, and how does what you see imply it? Okay, because each genre of music has its own different sort of styles when it comes to the visuals that you're going to see. So that's the next box. Do you remember this from Unit 1? Codes and conventions. Each genre has its own set of rules. So the next bit here is asking you, what are the rules of the genre and where do you see them in this particular product? Okay, next one is asking you to outline who is the demographic, okay, who is the audience. We want you to talk about the age, we want you to talk about the gender, and bring in some of the demographic language that you learn for Unit 1, okay. Are they strivers? Are they, I can't remember all the different demographic like labelling that we used, but go back and have a look at those, okay. So, aspirers, strivers, that type of language. Okay, so remember for these ones, it's not just writing one word answers, it's telling me what you think the audience are and then explaining why you think that. Next one, how does the product appeal to this demographic? Okay, what is appealing about that product for that group? Okay, what do you see that might appeal to that group? Is it humour? Is it sex appeal? Is it the aesthetic? Is it the look? What about the product appeals to that audience? Okay, this is stuff that you've done a lot for every single unit, so it should be pretty straightforward. But for this entire task, it is linking back to that Unit 1 skills that we did. Okay, so use your Unit 1 understanding for these bits. The next section is really important. Okay, so once this is just the intro bit, the stuff I've talked about so far. That's telling us what the purpose and telling us about the audience. Now we're going to get down to it. For each product, remember we're just focusing on music video for the example. For each product, you now need to do an analysis of that product. Okay, a visual analysis of that product. You did this for Unit 1. Okay, you picked a scene and you wrote up an analysis of that scene using technical language. I'm going to put a glossary of technical language on the Google Classroom for you as a reminder, but you have this information already. So this is a recap for you. You know this, we've done this stuff. So it is asking you to explain how meaning is made in the music video that you've selected. And we've split it up into different categories here. So you're going to be talking about mise-en-scène, you're going to be talking about cinematography and lighting, sound, editing and visual effects, titles and graphics where appropriate. And this is how we want it to be, okay? Identify key moments in the product. Don't just describe what you see all the way through. That's not what we want, okay? So pick 3 key moments from the product, and then you're going to describe them using the technical language that you learnt for Unit 1. You need to put those technical words in bold so that the moderator and us can see that you're using the technical language, okay? So you might be using technical language, especially for cinematography and lighting, whereas like high key lighting, low key lighting, the different camera angles and things like that. All that stuff needs to go in bold. So you're going to, you're going to describe to me what you see, but you have to use the technical language, okay? If you don't use the technical language, we're going to send this back to you and ask you to add the technical language. So just get the technical language in there now. Motorbikes going past my house. So please Make sure the technical language is in bold so that we can see it, and then you've got to write down what you think and explore what you think it means. Okay, so you're not just going to describe what the costume choices are, you're going to have to tell me why the art department and the director have created it in that way. You remember these words, right? What is the connotation? What is the symbolism? What is the meaning? So your sentence structure is going to be like this. You're going to explain using technical language what you see, and then you're going to explore the connotation and meaning in the second part of your sentence. Okay, so what do you see? Why do you see it? What do you see? Why do you see it? For the why, for the meaning, think about representation issues. Is this character being represented in a particular way? Does it link back to their gender, their ethnicity, their race? Does it link back to stereotypes about their age, perhaps? Okay, so pick a character, pick it carefully, and tell me how they've been designed, for example, in mise en scène. As we go down here, you're going to remember this stuff. We want you to talk about what's the camera doing and why. How is the camera moving and why? What's the lighting doing and why? What colours are being used and why? This is all stuff that we have done before. Okay, so this is like a revision, a recap. So just to go over again, pick key moments. So don't just like describe what happens in the whole music video. Please just pick a few key moments, and I would like pictures, screen grabs. Okay, make sure that there's a picture of it in the box. It makes it much easier for the moderators to give you the mark if there's an image, so they can see what it is that you're talking about. So please make sure there's lots of images in this. Okay. So there's a box here about purpose and audience. There's a box about analysis. You need to repeat this 3 times. Okay, there's 3 products. You're going to repeat this 3 times. Scroll down, you'll see there's a box for music video, a box for the trailer, and a box for the ident. You can do this in any order that you like. Okay. Now this is the box here down the bottom. This is where you're going to be earning the higher marks here. It's a summary section right at the very bottom. Please don't forget about the summary section at the bottom. Okay, so you're going to be comparing the style and the meaning of your 3 products. So this is why we needed you to select 3 things that are really different, because if they were all the same in this box, you would just be saying they're all the same because they all have a similar target audience. That's not going to allow you to get the high marks. So what we want you to do is we want to have 3 really different products. It's going to give you a lot to say in this final box. This should be at least like a half page long, this final box. Okay, so thinking about all the similarities and differences between your 3 products. So you're going to start by thinking about the differences in purpose. So all the boxes, so go back through all the boxes and you're comparing differences in purpose, differences in audience, differences in the use of lighting, differences in the use of costume. Okay, so pick out a few major differences and maybe a few similarities in here. What are the similarities and differences and why? The why is probably going to be something about the target audience. Okay, it's probably, we think it's all going to come back to these demographics. Okay, why are all these products so different? Because they're all targeting different demographics. So you have your sort of like your end game, you have your sort of like your summary statements there. We now need you to go through the motions of creating a summary sort of like paragraph here that looks at the similarities and differences. Okay. Your teachers are going to be on hand to help you while you're doing this. So if you have any technical questions like what kind of camera movement is this, what should I put about editing in this section, contact your teachers, ask us, okay? Share with us the product that you're stuck on, we'll watch it and we'll be able to give you a little bit of help, a little bit of feedback. That's what we're here for, okay? So this is really straightforward, but it is quite lengthy. It might take you a little bit of time. Your teacher is going to put a breakdown of what you need to be doing each lesson up on the Google Classroom for you. Okay, you've done a lot of this kind of stuff before. Okay, so it's going to mean maybe going back to your notes on audience demographics, going back to your sequence analysis notes. Okay, you guys have got this. This is nice and straightforward, this one. This is one that you are very capable of doing at home. Okay, me and Buster are going to leave you now so that you can get on with things. First thing you need to do is maybe find your old Unit 1 notes on audience and on analysis. And you need to start searching for your 3 products. Remember, make sure they're all really, really different. Okay, good job, everybody. And I will be back soon. Bye-bye.